Hi everyone. Today I'm talking about how to unblock your INFJ intuition. This is another big problem that I hear about from INFJ personality types all the time. I get emails all the time from INFJs who say, I know I'm really intuitive, I've gotten flashes of insights, I've gotten information before in my life, this has happened, my hunches have played out, but I still feel disconnected from my intuition every day. I feel like I can't quite access it or I can't quite trust it, and I don't know how to deepen my relationship with my intuition. I don't know how to even figure out what it really is or what it feels like when it comes in, what to look for, what to expect. So a lot of INFJs are blocked with their intuition. What happens with INFJs, we are very intuitive. We're also usually highly anxious. And one of the things we do to manage our anxiety, or at least we think we're managing it, is we use our thinking function. We use our thinking function to troubleshoot and make decisions and anticipate the future and basically try to figure out how everything's going to go so that we can feel prepared so that we will feel less anxious. However, this does not actually play out like this in reality. We think we're helping ourselves feel less anxious, but the more thinking we do, the more we try to anticipate, we go into overthinking. And then we get into these overthinking loops. And if you are an INFJ personality type, you know what I'm thinking, you know what I'm talking about, where you're thinking about the same thing over and over and you're circling it. You can feel yourself returning to it to the point where you actually get exhausted in your own mind and you're like, I am just sick to death of this. I cannot think about it anymore. I don't know why I'm doing this, but then you compulsively return to it again. It's really a vicious cycle, and when it's happening, it feels really unpleasant and like you can't break out of it. You're just doing it over and over again, and it does feel very compulsive. So this is when the INFJ is trapped in an overthinking loop. When you're in that overthinking loop and you're trying to rationally brainstorm outcomes, decide what would be the best route to go, and you're doing it in a way that's fueled by anxiety and fear, and you're overthinking. When you're in that place, you are cut off from your feeling. And when you're cut off from your feeling, you are really cutting yourself off from your intuition. Your intuition can't get through because your brain space is taken up with these overthinking loops. So what do? The solution is actually a lot simpler than you might think. We want to drop the thinking and move into the feeling. And whenever I say this, people are like, well, okay, that sounds great, but how do I drop the overthinking? If I could drop the overthinking, I would have done it because it just feels so painful. So instead of trying to force yourself to let go of the overthinking, you want to just ask yourself one simple question. How do I feel? What do I feel? If I stop trying to brainstorm and I stop trying to rationally figure out best case scenarios and worst case scenarios and all of that nonsense, if I just step away from that and I say, what do I feel about this situation? Oh, I do feel like that person's angry at me. Or, oh, I actually feel like that person's not angry at me and I thought they were. I think they're angry about something else. What do I feel? If you can drop into your body and drop into your gut, and pull that energy down out of your brain, out of your head, into the body and say, what do I feel? Much of the time you will start getting answers. The answers will be a lot more simple than the overthinking loop brain stuff. When you're in the overthinking loop brain stuff, things will seem really complicated and really hard, and there's so many variables and you can't possibly keep track of them all, and you're getting really overwhelmed. When you drop into feeling and you drop into the body, you'll notice the information you get, it will be a couple of words or a phrase or one sentence, one simple statement. It will be something very simple, almost too simple, and very obvious, where you will feel, as you look at that statement or those couple words you're getting from your feeling, oh, of course, or oh, that feels right, or oh, I can feel that in my gut. It feels like a piece clicking into place. And that's the difference. It will feel like a puzzle piece clicking into place, not like something that's just opening up more and more cans of worms, like it does when you're in the overthinking space. So that is the solution. You want to shift out of the thinking, down into the body, drop down into the body, and say, what am I feeling? how am I feeling? What's the feeling I'm getting? And don't try to overanalyze it. Just see what comes and then really listen to that. So I'm teaching a class this September. Registration opens up next week. It's called Energy and Intuition for INFJs. We're going to be talking about all this kind of stuff. We're going to be talking about your INFJ emotional system and the stumbling blocks that come with that, how to navigate relationships with other types. We're going to talk about the overwhelm that INFJs go through from their own emotions. We're going to talk about intuition, deeper techniques and tips to really connect with it, really recognize it when it shows up, and how to live an intuitive life with your greatest skill set, which is your intuition and your feeling. If this sounds like it's something for you, please make sure you are signed up for my newsletter. I send all updates, all announcements, everything to my newsletter list. So if you're on my newsletter list, you'll get everything as it comes out. If you're not, please sign up. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Even if you're not interested in the class, I tend to do a lot of INFJ-related content. I also talk about writing, highly sensitive people stuff, intuition stuff, all that good stuff. So if that's kind of your jam, please make sure that you sign up to subscribe for my YouTube channel. I'm actually doing a 3-video series to launch this new class, the Energy and Intuition class for INFJs. This is video 2 if you're coming in late and you didn't get last week's, or the video from a couple days ago. I'm going to send out a 3rd video in just a couple days called Dealing with Emotional Overwhelm as an INFJ, because this is a big one. INFJs get emotionally overwhelmed all the time. I kind of get overwhelmed when I go to the grocery store. So I'm really a good case study for this, and I've learned a lot of strategies and techniques for dealing with this. So that's what we're going to be talking about in just a couple days, dealing with emotional overwhelm as an INFJ. Like I said, if this class like it sounds like it's something for you, please sign up for my newsletter list. Until then, I will see you guys next time.